Hello and welcome to another video on this channel and in this series. So we have so far been seeing how the question, when will I receive my interview notification, or when will my interview be conducted, was answered in the past, and we also saw why it was answered in that way. Now, you have heard me talk about COVID-19, saying prior to COVID-19, this is what happened, and since COVID-19, this is what has happened. So, what actually transpired when it comes to COVID-19 that changed the system of things in the diversity visa program, changing, for example, the regional queue system that we saw in the last video to another queue system that we will see very soon, as well as the change in the establishment of the cutoff numbers in the diversity visa program. Now, the answer to that are two things. The first one is COVID-19 itself. Now, it hasn't been long, so we were all around when the pandemic struck. We remember that COVID-19 did not have the same impact all over at the same time. There were locations where COVID-19 had a worse impact as compared to others. So what happened initially was that the State Department suspended all interviews at the different embassies and consulates. Then, based on the situation in the different locations, the department later came up with a policy where it was left with the embassy or consulate in question to determine, based on this prevailing situation in their location, whether they should resume activities relating to issuance of visas. So with that, there were embassies that resumed normal visa activities, issuing visas, including diversity visas, whereas there were others that did not resume normal activities because of the prevailing situation of COVID-19 in their location. So with that situation, KCC could no longer consider all cases from a region in the same group or the same queue. They had to split up the different queues or different groups that existed by region previously into new groups or new queues by embassy. And that is where the embassy queues system, that is the second system that I spoke about in the last video, came about. Now, these are details that some of you may not find interesting, but it is important that I share these things with you so that you will understand why I'm saying that the question, when will I receive my interview notification or when will my interview be scheduled, cannot be addressed in a straightforward way in the diversity visa program today. So I just spoke to you concerning the issue of COVID-19, how it led to the replacement of the regional queue system by the embassy queue system. That was the first point. Now, the second point concerns another detail that I'm going to share with you, which by coincidence occurred during COVID-19. And it concerns a major retirement that took place in the visa office. Now, those of us who have been following the diversity visa program for so many years and were used to seeing the progression in the visa bulletin on a monthly basis, easily identified the change that took place when the retirement in question occurred. The individual concerned was directly linked to the establishment of the diversity visa cutoff numbers in the visa bulletin on a monthly basis. And I can tell you that since that retirement, the movements in the visa bulletin cutoff numbers in the diversity visa program have never been the same. Earlier in this month, I explained to you the principle that moves the cutoff numbers in the visa bulletin. Those principles are no longer respected since that retirement occurred. So we can say that predictions in the diversity visa program have been affected by these two events. COVID-19 causing the regional queue system to change into the embassy queue system, and the retirement that I spoke about causing the visa bulletin cutoff numbers not to be as consistent or logical, I would say, as they used to be in the diversity visa program. And these things have resulted in new factors that now affect the scheduling of interviews, as well as predictions, the kind of predictions that you guys are used to from the past in the diversity visa program. Remember, I spoke about only a couple of conditions that your case had to meet in order for your interview to be scheduled. I spoke about the submission of your DS-260s and the fact that those DS-260s had to be processed, and finally that your case number had to be below the cutoff number that was set for the month concerned. Now, in addition to this couple of factors or conditions, there are now new ones that you must also take into consideration when it comes to making predictions or when it comes to the scheduling of interviews in today's diversity visa program. Those are the factors that we will be considering in the next video in this series of videos intended to answer the question, when will I receive my interview notification, or when will my interview be conducted? Having said that, let me remind you concerning my diversity visa guidance program. In case you have been scheduled for interview, but you do not know how to go about preparing for your diversity visa interview, then the best option is to take advantage of my diversity visa guidance program. And it's not just limited to those who are preparing for their diversity visa interviews. It's for anyone who needs any form of guidance when it comes to the diversity visa program. So once again, I'm going to leave the link to my guidance platform just below this video. Click on it and use the tools on the platform to become a member of my guidance program or to acquire more information concerning the program. Having said that, we've now come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching the video. See you very soon, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.